it's not going to be the pick that we were hyping up. Because VG Gaming have drafted around it so well, we're going to have to turn our attention to the core heroes mostly. Queen of Pain, Gyrocopter, Clockwork. How the Tusk and Dazzle keep them alive. They can buy them, I think, 9 seconds of extra time to survive with the Snowball, with the Shallow Grave. So that could create opportunities for Empire. But overall, it's still going to be on Resolution, Yoki, as well as Silent to execute pretty much at top tier. Like, they have to have a near perfect game here. They have to show.
What do you think the odds are right now for VG Empire, their lineup? For what do you think? Who do you favor more?
So just draft for draft, or including the teams?
Draft.
Okay, just draft for draft. I mean, it really comes down to this Tusk execution. I would say that I would favor Vici like 65-35, but it comes down to how this Tusk is used, and maybe
I think it's the laning stage too. Like what they're doing right here, it looks like they're going to go aggressive. If they can pull off a great aggressive char lane, then it'll be really good for them. The thing is, Lesh mid versus Quap. That's a wash, kind of.
Oh, they might find the Earthshaker here. They have the Snowball option. It's going to be How, but he has the spin. Oh my god. Like, if they find somebody...
AoE. I don't think they can go... Yeah, they can't go onto the jug. There's just too much. Like,
not anymore.
It's just too much. I don't know. You have the heal bomb, as you're saying, for Shadow Wave. I just don't think it's enough.
Yeah, they have to find somebody isolated. Like, if they saw the Earthshaker by himself, or the Juggernaut by himself, they go in, they do go for the Snowball, the Shadow Wave, and the Rocket Barrage, and that target is just straight up dead. But the second those 3 heroes are 3 or 4 grouped up together, then you're probably just going in suicidally, because they're going to be... You might get 1 kill, but you lose like 3 heroes in the process. So, in the end, they don't go for a play, and they're actually going to look at the rune spawns here. Resolution looks like he'll get the free top spawn bounty rune, and going to be covering up for Super here on the bottom spawn as well.
Yeah, going back to the original question, I do think, it's 70-30 for me right now for the side of VG, just how well they drafted around this. So, as you're saying, the cores have to shine for Empire if they really do want to win this game. Like, Clockwork has to hit some amazing hook shots, and I really want to just be putting all the focus on him. Resolution will be... hopefully he won't get shut down too hard mid lane. That can happen a lot of times, so just to be very careful.
Yeah, it's going to be a pretty interesting matchup up top. We're going to have mostly our eyes at the bottom lane with that aggro try 3v3 coming into play, but just to talk about Nyx versus Clock a little bit here, with the Mango and the Torment Shield, we're actually going to see Nyx have a ton of sustainability, and it's going to be hard for Clockwork to edge out the Nyx doing more than just the Cog knockback. The Cog knockback, obviously very cost-effective HP and mana drain, but all the same, it is going to be kind of one of those things where the Nyx... is able to just keep healing and just keeps his... I mean, he has 4 HP regen right now with that Mango without a Tango active. That's huge.
Yeah, and yeah, it just depends on how much mana he can burn, but then obviously the Mango factor can always turn things around. It just really does depend, and it depends on when Yoki gets his levels too. I think...
Oh, Fenrir gonna get caught out here, gonna get hit by the ice shards, but they can't get in range for anything, and it's actually an early point in Flat Cannon for Gyrocopter. Now, Flat Cannon is good, 3v3, oh, Super Resolution fighting each other as well, 120 HP is what Leshrac will go down to here, but yeah, the Flat Cannon is good, try, but is it a level 1 skill?
They dewarded the wards, so maybe they really wanted to have it so they can push and then kind of dive and contest that pool. But yeah, I don't know. Creating as much AoE as possible, it's always nice to have in the team fights. If they do get the block off and the creeps are there, then Flat Cannon's better because Rocket Barrage won't go to the... it'll just spread amongst themselves, and then... I don't know. I do like Rocket Barrage more in this situation, but now they have levels. Okay, so Silent was just glimpsed back. He was going to be in trouble because that was only level 1. That's the good thing about having that pool just now, is that VG are very strong right now.
Yeah, they're actually going to be able to push forward a little bit here and feel confident pretty offensively. But yeah, I think that pull is unlocking is huge because they had a pretty deep ward there. They had the ward in the trees, but the Sentry ward found it, and of course they're able to start kind of controlling the creep equilibrium once again. As soon as this wave gets cleared out, we'll see all of Empire hit level 2, but they're going to have to fight for the rest of their experience here, and they're going to do so with early Flat Cannon points. Going to be Stout Shield blocking a little bit. How should just kind of maybe Tango against this, but... I don't know, I just don't think like the Juggernaut's under too much pressure. He won't get the most farm in the world, but he also pretty much can't die, considering the Blade Fury.
Yeah, it's kind of just like, oh, we're just going to beat you in the later stages of the game. We're going to kind of wash all of our lanes. I think Clockwork does beat Nyx Assassin, just so where he'll have more mana. And kind of go just a lot of harass on top lane right here. I mean, he could be in trouble for. Well, he's gonna get body blocked. He's gonna stun. No.
Oh, we're going to see instead a snowball coming out here onto FY, nearly bringing him down. One more hit. They will get the first blood. Now it's the spin on to two heroes, but Silent stands his ground. With the Rocket Barrage, might be able to win it out. The Shallow Grave keeping him up. How going down quickly, but Silent eating that Thunder Strike. So we're back over to How. A couple more right clicks. The snowball going deep. Committing for the double kill. Gonna be losing the Tusk, maybe the Dazzle as well. Gyrocopter limps away, but Dazzle caught out all by himself. Actually gonna get the Shadow Wave here and the Tango regen and keep running. FY's gonna have to maybe Fisher to finish this kill. Two more right clicks. Oh, the movement speed advantage. They just punch him down. And that is gonna be now a 2 for 2 in total, but the first blood and overall momentum going the way of Empire.
Yeah, I would say... Yeah, I would say Empire kind of coming out ahead. It would be nice to have a kill though for Silent. He only got 2 assists from that, so it's very unfortunate. But let's looking at back at the mid lanes. Double damage now picked up for Resolution here. And he can put a lot of pressure onto the Leshrac here. Super, maybe not. I think he has the edge right now, even if he pops it.
Up top lane, we're going to see a slight edge for Ice 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 here, getting 18 and 2 over the Clockwork 17 and 7. So we're going to see some nice momentum for the Nyx, but it's all about the Clockwork levels more than anything else. What Yoki can do once he gets to level 6. We're going to actually see the spin come out from How, so he's going to get a lot of damage. They're just going to snowball over Fender, who's the isolated target. The Fisher will hit on all 3. The Rocket Barrage doing a lot of damage, and they get the kill. So we're going to look at their mana sustainability. Always want to fly with 2 points in Shadow Wave. Will keep their health tip top, but he's going to have to get this clarity out quick if they want to keep dominating this lane.
Man, I always get confused too when I'm playing against a Tusk. I'm like, who is he snowballing? I feel like they were all 3 going for Juggernaut, but then all of a sudden, nice block off here. He still had 3 seconds on Blade Fury, but I just sometimes feel like the ball was gonna go somewhere else, and then all of a sudden it comes on me, and I'm like, what the? Just like does a 180 or something.
Yeah, I don't think it has any way of telling you which direction it is. It's mostly like what direction the Tusk was facing right before he casts it, as well as obviously distance factor. So it's definitely hard to predict, but in this case, they're always going to be going for the target that's by themselves. I mean, if you can just jump a Disruptor, 3v1, you're finding a kill, Fisher or not.
Yep, it's just now going to be coming down to the rotations of both of the other lanes. Bottom lane is 1 for Empire now. They're doing really good. They have 10 CS up now on the Juggernaut from the Gyro. Oh, Gyro could be in trouble. They have Glimpse, but it's only level 1, so out of range. Not going to be able to glimpse him back there. And yeah, the rotations of the Lesh, the Quap, and as well as the Clockwork. Ooh, he has an Invis, but still Ice Ice Ice. I think Yoki maybe could rotate here. But... Yeah,
they're looking to bait this. They know that Resolution is missing, but still, I mean, they can dive deep once they have that Queen of Pain ulti available, but it looks like she's going to go back to mid, and I don't know, Yoki going for just cogs, not securing a potential kill on Nyx.
I think he should have went mid. Honestly, he could have got a kill there. I don't think... maybe he was assuming that there was going to be a ward scouting out, but the ward is in the mid lane, so...
But yeah, the supports are all bottom, so it seems like that's a pretty high percentage play if the Clockwork rotates onto the Leshrac. I mean, the Leshrac, we kind of talked about in the draft a little bit, but is pretty much useless in cogs. He can toggle his ulti on, but he can't cast any other spell. It's going to be quite frustrating. Now we're just going to see probably an Invisor pop for Yoki, just to get himself out of a bad spot, and he'll even get the bottle sip out while the Fade time is in play. So... Could have created an opportunity to rotate maybe, but instead it's just going to be him sticking to his lane and without any rocket flare, under a lot of pressure. We're going to see super hit by the snowball, but no follow through with the ice shards. And in fact, FY is going to get the Fisher block here, considering where he wants to actually block him out. Now Split Earth follows, and the Lightning Storm brings him down. Meanwhile, up top, it's going to be Yoki down pretty low, and he just can't fight against the creep wave. He doesn't have any rocket flare, so this like double, triple stack of creeps is something that Yoki can't really manage.
Yeah, always gotta be aware of the Mango.
Oh, Resolution getting got out too. It's gonna be the Split Earth, but they don't have enough mana for Lightning Storm. One more Lightning Storm and Resolution's dead, but he will be able to make it away. And the 8-minute rune spawn is what he's gonna be looking for.
Top lane, they just have another stun going off. He has mana burn plus his ulti. He popped his Mango, so the value Mango is gone. Oh, bottom lane, they are diving. Silent gonna go deep for this.
Yeah, Fenrir doesn't have the glimpse. They get the snowball. How does not have mana for Blade Fury, but he doesn't get hit by the snowball. Gets enough distance away, and Silent can't actually close the distance. Now we're seeing Nyx dive deep, gets the stun under the tower, and Ice finds a solo kill in his lane. A huge one at that, since this is going to be where he starts controlling the tempo of the game, where he starts forcing Empire to buy a bunch of detection and starts being a nuisance across the entire map.
Yeah, I would have loved to seen just Clockwork rotating over and getting that kill on the mid lane, and then that's just VG making the strike first. You saw Earthshaker rotate mid, Tuss did as well, but got really aggressive, and yeah, we talked about it a lot. It's kind of all in the rotation of the cores from Empire. They haven't rotated from the lanes. It's 8 minutes and 30 seconds in the game. Finally, there's going to be a rotation, but they have this warded. They're seeing the rotations.
Yeah.
But maybe they can get the bottom tower. That's maybe something Empire can still look to do.
Yeah, I think they're trying to set a trap, though. They want to find an opportunity where they can actually pin down like the Dazzle or the Clockwork here. With Nyx Assassin involved, I think there's some real potential for this. They have Arcane Boots on him, he pops the Vendetta, and it looks like they want to go for the Dazzle if possible. Obviously, the Gyrocopter is most forward now, but he's going to get Graved. Still with no TP, it might be a guaranteed kill. Grave will delay it, and it's still going to be him going down in the end. So, good pickup there. And he actually gets the glimpse back on Dazzle, so almost finding another, but Hookshot coming in, Cog, and the Sonic Wave to rock that Juggernaut's world. Now the Snowball onto Fenrir. Kinetic will zone him off the tower, though, and it looks like that will be the end of the dive, but counter kills coming out. Big stuns from both the Lesh, the Nyx, and the Earthshaker, and they turn it back the other way. 3 for 1 in total, finding those huge pickups, and even looking for this Queen of Pain. I don't think they're going to find her. She has this blink available, and that glimpse is not going to be in play at all, but you never know with this Juggernaut trying to kind of head him off a little bit toward that mid lane. Now down bottom, Silent actually getting hit. Double stun from My Size, Spike Carapace just in case the barrage was still going, and now Aloha Dance is going to be taking some hits here. Going to be right click down. Silent caught in the trees all by himself, and in this case, it's not a very safe and warm place to be. He's going to be feeling the cool of the grave, and that is going to be a 9-4 kill lead for Vici Gaming.
Just the AoE, man. It's just so... It's just too much AoE, and that was a nice rocket kind of attempting to snipe out Fenrir here, but still, it's just the Fissure counterplays. It's so much AoE coming from the Leshrac. It really hurts that Yoki did not go for the kill middle lane. They really need to put the pressure on Lesh. Like, shutting down Leshrac should be your primary target this game. That is the easiest hero you can hook in this game, where most likely the glimpse will not be coming, and I don't know. It's just... maybe not going for that one play, you can see it hurting them really. It's just, I don't know. It's just hurting them now, not doing that play earlier, and just them grouping up nicely from VG, counter plays, as you said, and the Quap ulti was only on 1, so how do they get back into the game from Empire now? They still need to find hook shots onto heroes, but they have to be smarter plays now.
Yeah. A little bit of an inefficiency coming out from the side of Vici Gaming. Double Urn of Shadows. One on the Nyx Assassin, one on the Disruptor, so not the intended game plan. It's good. I talk about this a lot. There's value in the passive stats, but overall it's not worth it to get 2 on a team. Just pretty much plain and simple. You just go a Bracer or something on like the Disruptor if the Nyx is going to get it. But we will see. Still, Ice has just been performing like a madman when it comes to this Nyx Assassin. Like, you were talking about the Earthshaker Fissures, and those have certainly been good, but those are actually pretty easy to land because of the distance, because of the range. The Nyx Assassin stuns, doubling up multiple times in the past couple of skirmishes, is actually huge in my mind, and he's been finding a lot. Now they have a couple of ultimates. They're rotating with the Leshrac, who is level 9. They open up onto Silent. The weave only hits onto the Nyx, and although he might go down here, Carapace, the Echo Slam, turning it around. Aloha Dance getting graved up, and Yoki isolating Fenrir, but in the end we're going to be seeing Aloha Dance burn down Silent, and Always Want to Fly being zapped by Super. Now there was a good Queen of Pain move to try to bring down targets. She does help bring down 2, but in the end she gets stunned out by Super, and that is going to make it a 3 for 2.
Yeah, that was an amazing play by Resolution, getting the 2 kills, but still, it's just way too much AoE. If you do not kill the Leshrac first in these team fights, he's just going to output so much damage. There's nobody that can even compete with the amount of damage he done. As you can see, he did 2,300 damage in the last team fight alone. And I don't even think Hao was... he didn't even do anything, and he just came up late to the party, but...
yeah, didn't have to. I mean, at this point, they're just doing so well. They're pushing forward with pretty much full steam ahead, and they're able to do just so much work at this point in the game. So, like you said, the Queen of Pain was able to clean up on the backside, but Nyx was pretty much already dead. So her only real contribution was to guarantee that kill, but also to, of course, pick up, I believe this is the Disruptor. So, I mean, it's nice kills, but it's not high-value ones. We're going to see how go for the spin. Ice Charge will block him out, and it's a perfect block coming in from Aloha Dance, but a beautiful Fissure keeps the Juggernaut alive, and what should have been a guaranteed kill is now going to be the Air Shaker running away. The hook shot won't connect. The Snowball is going to block the TP. FY going down, putting up a good fight, and of course saving the Juggernaut's life.
Yeah, that's still just one kill returned, and they're not. Are they going to be getting this tower? This tower is still at full HP, so even though they rotated down here, bottom lane is being pressured a lot from the side of VG, and well, I mean, both teams don't really have that much tower push. Super does have the one value point in Edict now, but still, just going to be a lot of kills. Going to be the name of the game, and so far VG, I think, still coming out ahead. You're going to be seeing Resolution going for a BKB. I mean, they have so many stuns and disables. Yeah. This has to be a BKB first game. You asked the other day if it was like, can you go Ags into certain things? But this time, there's absolutely no way you can go Ags first. It has to be a BKB.
Yeah, exactly. And, I mean, that's where I was talking about the Omni Knight. I'm like, oh my gosh, there's just too much. Everything is magic-based here. Like, obviously, the Juggernaut Omni Slash is physical, and Vendetta strikes physically as well, but everything else, magic, magic, magic. Stun, silence, magical damage. It's just... you have to have BKB on everybody at this point. Like, at least the Gyrocopter with the Queen of Pain, probably the Clockwork, if he can even farm it. And that just puts you in such a defensive position naturally on items that don't, by themselves, do much. They enable you to keep fighting, but you'll, at the same time, be wearing down the charges and kind of putting yourself on the clock this game. But we'll see a rotation coming up for Empire, trying to get the advantage back underneath them. They have 3 heroes with good net worth values.
3-man versus 3-man. Who's going to win this?
Super might get caught inside the battery assault. This could be huge. They will get the Static Storm. Kinetic Field, though, and Yoki is only battery assaulting. Now Resolution with a nice Sonic Wave will eat this Carapace Reflection, but now can go hard on to Ice, who is going to be hit by the Shadow Strike and detected by the Sigil, and they'll just gradually burn him down. Nice double impale, though. Yoki should be finished off here inside the Kinetic. No, there's a hook shot and a Walrus Punch stunning out How. Nice he will go down, and we're going to see Ice fall as well. Now we're going to see Yoki brought down low, but Shallow Grave keeps him alive. Even with the Echo Slam, he's still alive. Ice Shards, though, pinning him in. He can't escape. And glimpsing back in Resolution, they'll pick up 2 on the tail end. It did force a buyback on the last rack, and they need 1 more. Getting a chance for Always Want to Fly. Super just needs a little bit more. He has the Phase Boots advantage, and he has the vision to get the Lightning Storm. Followed up with the Split Earth, but it doesn't connect. He needs to dive deeper. There's the Lightning. But Fissure is going to be the killing blow. FY finishing it off in the end, while the Gyrocopter pushes on the top lane. So, pretty hot and heavy skirmish. The big factor there, of course, Lesh popping the buyback, but it ended up being worth it in the end.
Sorry guys, I was pressing plus because I was trying to press enter to see the buyback and seeing who else was doing it. But yeah, that was a nice buy. If they didn't get they just got like a triple kill from that almost. But still, now they can pressure this bottom tower here, and this will be I guess a one-type for VG. It looked amazing for Empire. They just synergized all their spells correctly there during the team fight. Even though Resolution did get his spiked Carapace reflected onto him, that was a lot of damage returned. But still, they had the sustainability. It was nicely played, and honestly, I thought they were going to win it. But sadly, Flesh buys back, and now they're kind of on the back foot again. But Resolution going to be holding off until he gets the BKB, and then I think they can start winning maybe these team fights. And all along, how I just don't know where the Juggernaut is during these team fights. Like, he's 0-3, and he hasn't been part. I feel like he just goes down every time he comes or something into team fights.
Well, I mean, there was really good counterplay around the Juggernaut in that case there. Like, they were able to get just enough damage, forcing him back. They Walrus punched him, they hook shotted him, and then they finished him off with a Scream. So when it looks like he's going to be able to get that Omni Slash off, they just control him perfectly. But I also want to highlight a little bit of the play from the Disruptor there, because obviously FY, he was large in charge in the top team fight with that Echo Slam, but the last fight was more about Fenrir, I would say. The Glimpse play, finding an opportunity to get a quick and easy kill on a target. The Static Storm, Kinetic Fields, both were really good, and I feel like he really set up his team to get those counter kills.
Yep, that was for sure. The count. I mean, just if Disruptor's still alive, it's just like, oh shit, we can't run still, and that's the worst part when you're going against that hero. It's like, even though we did great in the team fight, one buyback can ruin your day, and then it's just like all the hard work you put in is just worthless because you can't get out because this is against a Disruptor. So the one good thing is they are finding some space for Resolution to be picking up the BKB. Let's look at the other heroes. Now we have Gyrocopter played by Silent. It's going to be picking up the Mithril Hammer first. Obviously it's a Desolator. No, but it'll be a BKB for him too. And if they can get these out, I think they can stand their ground in these team fights. Like, with how being shut down as he is, he's only level 9. He'll probably be a level 11 when they get the BKBs, but still, he's not dishing out too much damage right now.
Yeah. This top tier 1 is a pretty convincing bait here as we see the smoke play come up top. Actually going to be the jump onto Ice, so he gets the Carapace down early, but they still are going to come down. Vendetta is not going to get him away. The Sentry Ward and the Walrus Punch.
Top lane, they got Vision. Oh, there's the glimpse back into the static field. And, well, Leshrac happened. Tower is going to be dropping here. Top lane. And mid lane, maybe they'll have some rotations from VG. They have enough time. We'll see if they
still though, the smoke was used for the Vici play, but I don't think it was used for Empire. I think they just got the hook shot, right?
No, both teams smoked there.
Okay, both teams did go for the smoke play. So even exchange there in that regard. Obviously, the hook shot ultimate's a pretty quick one to cool down. So as long as they get the Sonic Wave back up before the next fight, I still think Empire are pretty happy with that. They were playing from behind. They make an even trade. But yeah, they will have to wait for that Sonic Wave to really be palpable once again.
And they just TP'd everyone bottom too. So this is really good. Now Silent can take the bottom tower. They should see that people are mid here. And that's going to be him even closer to his BKB. He's got it in 400 gold, 350. So this is really good now for the side of Empire. They're slowly clawing their way back into it. But the biggest problem is you have a Leshrac now completing his Bloodstone.
Yeah, and he already has everything, all the components, now the recipe, and yeah, topping out the net worth and finding the perfect item for this point in time. And now you kind of have to focus.
Aggressively from Resolution. He's going to be mana burned.
Oh, that's an unfortunate BKB. Like, that's almost the same as dying right there. Like, I would say it's like an 80% death is what he experienced right there when he had a BKB TB. That's a 10-second charge, and you know how fast you're going to be running down to 5 in this game in particular. Every single fight, he's going to have to use the BKB. And now it's going to be on cooldown, where his Sonic Wave is coming off cooldown. His BKB is still going to be unavailable, and that might give Vici Gaming the impetus to strike. I mean, the Bloodstone is up. They're ready to build up those charges, and if they find a convincing pickup, maybe a glimpse back or something, then I could see them bringing the hurt to Empire. But for now, they hide under tower. They've got their 3 points in grave. Their snowball available, and it looks like they'll be fine to back off, keep on stacking, and try to build up that gyro.
Yeah, I really do love the item progression coming in from FY here almost every game. Oh, they can have a glimpse back. Oh, they always want to fly.
Oh, that's a huge pick if they can find it, but the Split Earth is off the mark. Dazzle will heal himself up.
Yep, as I was saying, FY's got a 4-staff now. It's great for dealing with the clockwork. It's great for even running away from snowball plays. So this is an amazing item. I do agree with it going, knowing that Team Empire are going for these BKBs too. Sure, you might like to have the Blink Dagger so you can immediately blink in, Echo Slam, pop all your other spells so they can't pop the BKB, but at the same time, you want to play defensive sometimes. And this is, I guess, the first person to pick it up is going to be him. He can still go for that Blink Dagger afterwards.
I thought that actually the Nyx would also build one, but he's going to be going for a mech and probably a Guardian Greaves build. Oh, Nyx a little bit late on the deny. They'll fort this tower. And although the Leshrac is here, I don't know about the timing. It's going to be Silent popping the BKB, trying to finish it off. One more hit will come out. Gyrocopter gets it, and Resolution will be dead. Juggernaut. That Mask of Man is really hurting there. Now we're going to see a great Static Storm. Kinetic Field onto 3. Aloha Dance will be nuked down. Silent gonna fall a little bit later if Ice pursues further into the trees, but Fenrir will go down to Resolution. He'll look for FY as well, and right now, Silent's still alive. Always Want to Fly keeps them up. We're gonna see FY caught out 1v2. Well, actually now Ice finds himself in a sticky wicket. We're gonna see the Shadow Strike Carapace, but with the Frozen Sigil as well, Ice just can't get away. He'll spend his gold, but he will also fall.
Oh, Leshrac, the big boss himself.
Yeah, just gonna get cogged back, and that means they can't get any return kills. Only the Tusk out of all of that
They still have Blade Mail on Yoki if they do want to make a play, but still everyone else kind of low, no mana. If they had any mana on probably the Dazzle as well as the Queen of Pain, they would have for sure went for that kill, but still only lockdown is Yoki. But that was an amazing team fight from Empire, team wiping them, taking down the Bloodstone charges from Leshrac. I mean, how immediately keeps on getting blown up in these team fights. Reservation has been on his A game so
I gotta
far.
say, this Mask of Madness might be hurting him more than helping him this time. I mean, if he gets the Omnislash off, it's a great item. But so far, he's gotten almost no Omnislashes off at all.
He needs like a Sage first instead of a Yasha. You already have the movement speed, I feel, with the Mask, but going for this Yasha instead of the Sage, it's just like, oh, I have no HP. And then, as you're saying, when the Mask is on, he's just gonna melt away to the Sonic Wave, which has been hitting every single fight. Like, it's not even one fight, it's every fight.
Yeah, exactly. Sonic Wave, Hook Shot, Walrus Punch, anything they can throw during like a spin, yeah, they're happy to, or just to quickly prevent him from accomplishing his tasks. And it's really been him contributing almost nothing to this game. I mean, he's 0-4-2. If not for that, I'd say Vici Gaming would be in a commanding position this game, but Hao's just had a really rough run, and Empire have been playing around it really nicely. But let's talk a little bit more about items. You see the 4-staff on Earthshaker, you mentioned that's good against the Snowball, Cogs, and Ice Shards, both obstructing movement. You can just pull your buddy right out, and that's going to be pretty huge. But where do you go next? Mechanism on Nyx. Do you go BKB on the Leshrac?
Oh yeah, this is a BKB for sure, and you can see he's already going for it. You never go Ags on Lesh. It's definitely not a valuable upgrade in my opinion. It does increase the damage a lot, but it's not worth it. You need to get some. You need to just be that man fight hero, right? So they have the man fight here with the Juggernaut, except for the fact that he just keeps blowing up and he doesn't have the HP needed so far. So then your next option is always going to be the Leshrac. Making sure it doesn't. It helps a lot for the magical burst damage coming out from the gyrocopter, but
resolution. Okay, he's
just playing with them.
Yeah, just messing about there with the Invisalign, but yeah. So sorry, what were you saying there?
Oh no, that's basically it. It's just you really want to get it for all the magical burst damage that comes out from gyrocopter. You still will get slowed though. Yeah. So
I think the big reason to get it is against the items as well. Clockwork with Blade Mail and Queen of Pain working on the Orchid.
Oh yeah, the Blade
Mail.
So
those two in particular really hurt Leshrac in the fights.
You're right. You're right. And notice over here at the Ancient State, we'll be blocking out, so taking away a lot of the farm potential for VG side. This is kind of feeling like what they did last game with the Brood Mother, suffocating them, taking away their Ancients with the Bristle. Now they're going to be doing it to VG this time and taking away their jungle right now. This is just smart play coming in from Empire. After winning that team fight top, they definitely have the map control. And does anybody on their team have a medallion? Because I think they could do Roshan. When the MKB is up for Silent, they'll have a lot of DPS. I don't think they'll need a medallion, but still, it's always nice to have one. You can go into the Solar Crest. It's really great against the... actually, it's not that great against their team. Because Juggernaut's ulti doesn't really care, and then everything else is just like magical damage. So they need a Glimmer Cape for sure from Empire side.
Yeah.
And if they can get that on their team, it's just going to be amazing against the Leshrac and all their spells.
Glimmer would definitely be huge. Long term, maybe considering an Ag Scepter on the Disruptor too could be pretty immense. But Empire, probably they could also consider something like a pipe. I mean, they don't have a mech or a pipe right now, but if they did get like a pipe on the Clockwork, then I think their team fight would be that much more powerful as well.
It's kind of like, do I go for a pipe or do I go for a BKB? Like, pipe is great for your team, but at the same time, if you kind of die yourself as Clockwork, I mean, that's what you want to do. You have 1400 HP now, you have the Force, you have the Blade Mail. You really want all the damage to be redirected onto you, but when the Lesh has the BKB, it's just like, okay, well, the Blade Mail is not going to be effective anymore. The pipe will be useful for the first instances of burst, but then immediately afterwards, I'll probably blow up, so it's just like, really, it's a hard spot for them to be in. But if they want to go high ground, it's either BKBs or the pipe. So it's just, I don't know. Honestly, I think they're both good here. Yeah, they definitely are both good. Pros and cons to each. I think the BKB might be a little bit stronger in terms of initiation because you don't get glimpse back when you go for the hook shot, and I think that's pretty huge. But for right now, we're just seeing really good patterns from Empire in terms of getting farm advantage and warding up a bunch of camps here. We're going to see this hard camp blocked out here, and we're, of course, we already talked about the Ancients being negated. So with that and the fact that Empire are moving so smoothly, they're finding a lot of good opportunities. But now they go for the rush play. You talked about it, MKB, big
big boost to Gyrocopter's damage, and now they're going to just try to control this pit. The Frozen Sigil is scouting. It's not on Roshan, where they would normally go for the attack speed slow against him. So this is a bait play, trying to force Vici Gaming into a bad fight.
And they're going to be backing off, not knowing, I guess, if the Earthshaker can make a big play on them. If he does have a Blink Dagger, which I think they know he doesn't, it could be very bad for the Roche pit. But they have the BKBs online with the Quap as well as the Gyrocopter. They can relatively... I think they can take these Roshan fights easily, but I guess they're not going to chance at all. Push out the lanes, make sure that they can take the Roshan fight, or with no contestant, or take the Roshan with no contest, and yeah, that's what they can do. So you see Resolution up here. He's finished his Orchid, and we haven't talked about this yet, and this should be great for... I mean, now you see why that Hal picked up the Manta style.
Yeah. It's going to be really good offensively, also defensively in the fights. You see an Earthshaker jumping in with like a Force Staff instead of a Blink, you have time to Orchid him. Yeah, we're actually going to see the Vendetta play go out against Silent, but he's going to turn around with the call down here, and it looks like it should be Ice falling. This Carapace will do nothing. It's going to take one more hit, and he won't find it. Going to be able to get away here. The Nyx Assassin pops the mech, and is going to be able to TP out successfully. Very close call. Now we're going to see Super won't be hit by the Gyrocopter, and the hookshot is not there in time either. So neither the MKB nor the hookshot will cancel that TP, and it's just going to be a single kill for the Gyrocopter's BKB charge.
They almost could have got Super there. That would have been a huge play if they killed him. But still, definitely. They kill the Disruptor, and they will back off, and they will for sure get Roche here. So that's the one good thing. Even though they didn't get as many kills as they would like, they're still going to finish off Roshan, and in the end...
Oh, well, they're smoking it. They're going to go for a play here. This is going to be very risky. Dire do not see this, but they don't have the Disruptor. It's all on the Echo Slam, and it's all on that Force Staff. But there's an Orchid on Silent Resolution. He might actually be able to prevent the Earthshaker. We'll see. The Roche go down. Super goes in man mode, and BKB comes out. They immediately bring down the Nyx Assassin thanks to the Orchid and thanks to that Sonic Wave, and they're going to force everybody back. How? Going to go in for the Omni Slash here onto Silent. Big damage, breaking him down all by himself. They'll pop the Aegis early, but can they do more? FY with the but there's a huge Cogs. Battery assault onto Hal. FY is going to get nuked down. He's not going to be able to get anything off. And now it's going to be Hal isolated, brought down. They take down all 4 heroes here. If only they had the Disruptor on top. If they had a 5th, they might have been able to do it more. But as it was, a great hook shot. And Cogs coming in for the Clockwork, just putting Earthshaker in a terrible position. Couldn't get the Echo out. And Empire take it away.
Yeah, that was really good hooks, and as well as the Tusk coming in, just finishing off the heroes. They did a great play from VG taking out Shadow Priest. That's the key hero you want to take out first. But still, like with the Aegis still on Gyrocopter, I'm really surprised they still wanted to gauge afterwards, and they could have maybe just gotten out. But it was like a 2-man hook shot. It felt like he went through one of them, and yeah, this is just even more pressure being applied by Empire. One good thing is that VG did take out the Aegis, but still, Super's down to 4 Bloodstone charges. It's not looking good for him. He still doesn't have that much mana regen, HP regen, but I don't know. What's his next item, too? Like, it's going to be hard. You're dealing with BKBs. I guess the best thing is just kind of like VG holding out until the BKBs are lowered from Empire, and maybe
Shivas or Hex, maybe?
Shivas, probably, for the physical DPS coming out from Gyro.
I mean, really long term, you're going to want the Octarine Core, but I like you said, I think the bigger issue right now is time in the fights, and if you get the Shivas or the Hex, you're able to reduce the damage output coming in while the BKBs are active. And that would be a pretty critical aspect of making sure you can be relevant at this stage in the game. But yeah, maybe Hex into Octarine, Shivas into Octarine, something like that could work out pretty well. Still doesn't have a mobility tool, so if he feels he needs that, could go for the Blink. But yeah, I really feel like it's not just on Super's items, it's on Vici's play. The play that we saw from Vici Gaming in the first 10 minutes of the game, compared to these most recent 10 minutes, has been kind of night and day to me. The movement from FY and Fenrir early on in the game was tremendous. They did a lot with very little. No Force Staffs, no Blinks. But now you have the Force Staff, but knowing it, Empire are doing so much work with the hook shots, cogs, ice shards, really breaking up the fight, and even a simple thing like a cog knockback. It seems so small, but it's enough time for them to burst FY down without him getting his spells off.
It really does feel like Ice 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 and How have been just completely mitigated. Both of the heroes, like How, have we been talking about, it keeps on getting picked off every single fight. And then Ice 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 too, he's 1-5. He doesn't have a Blink Dagger. He really doesn't have that great initiation factor. They have sentries everywhere on the map too. They will be going top lane. Silent could be in trouble. They have a Echo Slam. They want to use it. Nice. Impale, Fisher, Echo Slam, there we go. And here comes the Enchant Totem, but he's gonna BKB turn around. Does he get the MKB proc?
Oh!
He doesn't get it!
Oh my gosh, Silent, are you kidding me? First hit bash on the Nyx Assassin. We maul in mid. We're gonna see a glimpse back on Yoki, but Hal is still dead to rights. And it gets caught in the college. Fenrir gonna get stunned. Oh my gosh, Empire have just turned this game completely on its head. It's 25-18. Silent turning around a 1v2 with the BKB, and the luckiest bash luck I've ever seen on that Monkey King bar. Does the perfect amount of damage to kill Earthshaker first, and bashes first hit on the Nyx. And then from there, knowing two key heroes are in the top lane, they go right down mid and take down two more. Super gonna go on Aloha Dance 1v1 here. Super's now out of mana, and it's gonna be hard for him to get away. BKB TP is not gonna be coming into play. They
suicided.
Yeah. Oh, Walrus Punch. Walrus Punch would have canceled the TP anyway, so he has to go for the suicide.
So, and Clockwork was going to come in, but his hook was on cooldown, maybe not knowing that as well. So there's just too many ways for him to die. And saving a the BKB charge is always nice. But speaking of Bloodstone, 2 charges now. Vici just getting picked up. That was a team wipe across the board. They just got team wiped in 3 different lanes. This is pretty much Empire's game to lose, I feel, right now. They're just on fire. They've come back. They really have been putting on the pressure. Oh, mid lane, there's going to be a call down. And they're going to be chasing after Fenrir here.
Oh, yeah, easy pick here. Well, Orchid's going to bring him down. Resolution pops the BKB, though. Just wants to secure this kill. I'm not sure if it was necessary, but you take 1 stun, you take like 3. So it is kind of just a kill securing and also securing to escape, which is pretty important there. I mean, maybe for example, the Nyx being off the map could pop out of Vendetta with a mechanism to save the Disruptor, and then he turns it around with a Silence or something. Like, there's so many different ways that could break down poorly. So it's an overly cautious play, but I'm not going to say it's a wrong one. We're actually going to see Nyx moving behind enemy lines here, sees an Ancient stack going on, but other than a Courier snipe, I can't really see him actually finding an opportunity here.
I mean, he has a lot of defensive capabilities too. If his ultimate is coming off cooldown, the Orchid's up. He has a Lincoln Sphere to really counteract a lot of the plays, and BKB will coming off too. So if he sees maybe like a Disruptor again, can go for that play. Earthshaker too is susceptible. He's only got 1,000 HP. Force Staff will not save you in this situation. So he's just maybe looking to, he just got the gem delivered, so now he really wants to just find out wards, D-ward, and yeah, if he goes into the jungle, he found it. So 1 for 1 so far. A gem definitely worth it.
Yeah. But it's very important for Nyx to also have that information, to know that the gem is there and not to be going for Vendetta plays offensively anymore. He has to stay with his teammates and just kind of wait for a flanking opening when the Queen of Pain's already committed.
Yeah, and it's just going to be really hard killing Resolution. Nothing goes through. If they try to, the only thing that goes through the BKB is Omni Slash, and then when he BKBs Lincolns, then you can't Omni Slash him. So it's going to be really hard to take down Resolution in these fights now.
Well, the Omni Slash isn't blocked completely. It's just the first bounce.
No, I mean, like, if he casts his BKB and then he has Lincolns up still, like if Jug ultis him, it'll pop the Lincolns.
But the ulti will still go through. It just blocks 1 bounce.
Oh, yeah, right.
In Heroes of Newerth, it was different for sure. But in Dota, it is just 1 bounce. Same thing for Chain Frost. So.
That's right.
Yeah. We will see the 2-2 go down mid. At this point, I mean, with the Weave, with the Satanic, I almost say they're almost ready for high ground. It's hard to say that because you're up against FY's Earthshaker, and we know what he can do with this hero. But, you know, they've laid the groundwork. They've found their farm.
So, looking now, what can VG do to get really back in this game? They don't really have anything on Fenrir. They don't even need Glimmer Capes on, like, Empire to really take these fights, it looks like. But they do have one on the Tusk now. That's going to be great for them. But going back to the VG question, yeah, Fenrir will be going for that, or no, Super will be going for that Shivas. They really need this Blink Dagger on, yeah, there's the Earthshaker. If they can get maybe a good Echo Slam before BKBs come off, it'll be good. But Super is in trouble here, all alone.
Oh, man, what a pickup. And with his Bloodstone charges now down to 1, he's actually down for a full minute. Like, where normally you're like, oh, man, we lost some Bloodstone charges, but we'll be back up in time for the fight. He's died so many times since he picked up that item that he actually is just going to be losing ground. We're going to be seeing the tier 2 fall first, and I think they're going to try to force the buyback.
Yeah, he has to.
Yeah.
He has Satanic completed on his island now.
But they'll wait for the Echo Slam. He'll buy back with the Echo Slam. So we're going to wait for FY. He's got to make a really genius play here. Find the Fisher, find the Echo, and then the Leshrac buys back off of that. But we're actually just going to see it come out here. They're going to try to force them outright. And we'll see FY. He's smoked up, coming in here, looking for an opportunity, but they're just spreading. They're keeping split.
That's 2 mana burns now onto Silent.
Yoki's gonna go in on Super. He's going to die back for the left crack. He's down already. We're gonna see Nyx try to do something, but he just goes down to the BKB heroes. Omni Slash not doing enough. Ow! He's gone for such a defensive build, he can't compete with the damage output of Empire. They have taken down the Leshrac for the 2nd time, and it's gonna be all on FY here. FY coming in. Echo Slam on to 2. Gets the Enchant Totem, but there's a Glimmer Cape on Silent. He'll pop the Satanic and try to fight it out. Resolution with the BKB doing work as well. Blinks out in time. Now we're seeing Punch. We're going to see the death of the Juggernaut, and he has to buy back now. It's just the game. Even with the buyback, they know they've lost. Empire didn't lose a single hero in that. That wasn't even an Aegis fight, but because of the plays from Empire all around, they wipe out Vici Gaming and bring this to a decisive Game 3.
Yeah, they played out of their minds after like the 15-minute mark, getting all the correct initiations, killing off How, I want to say first. It kind of looked like VG might have turned it around, and I think the biggest team fight was bottom lane when Leshrac bought back.